Funniest story of the week, definitely going to uh, cats.
Oh my god.
I like this new world where cats and Kanye West albums, like video games,
Are now getting patched post-release.
post releases.
That Kanye shit is so embarrassing. I can't fucking believe it.
Which one?
Oh yeah, we
The
fucked the mixing up on the album.
Silver Kanye or Nebuchadnezzar
The album that he released that
Photoshop
had
Baby?
mixing so bad that they had to fucking redo the mixing.
Oh, the brand new one.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, I didn't even hear that story, but there's always a Kanye story.
Like the vocals were too low.
But this is not even what I'm talking about. A
Yeah.
couple years back, he patched previous albums, and in some cases track order got changed. In some cases, extra bits were added to songs. Like there's literally not DLC patches coming out for the album.
That's not okay.
And I mean, if you physically bought it, then you physically bought it. But if you're listening on Spotify, streaming like most people are, you're getting the updated patch.
So Wooly, why did Cats need a patch?
Well, the reason why Cats needed a patch, I won't use my words because I haven't seen it, but I'll use the words of one not quite Frodo on Twitter, who wrote a thread about the Cats patch. That's or the pre-patch Cats, I should say.
Yes.
I get the feeling that similar to our desire to grab games and play them before the company has a chance to make them better for videos back in the day. This thread goes into, I'll just quote it. So, not quite Frodo on Twitter says, "Cats is the most eldritch thing I've seen in my life. I've gazed into the hidden mathematics of the universe, and I'm more whole, yet somehow less human. Rebel Wilson rips off her own skin multiple times and eats a series of cockroach line dancers with human faces. Taylor Swift descends from the heavens in a drug-spraying mechanical crescent moon. Sir Ian McKellen says, 'Caterwaul,' and tastes the air with his entire face. Because the CGI is incomplete, the human faces bop unnaturally within their prisons of anthropomorphic horny cat flesh. If a cat is wearing a shirt, their bottom half appears animated by some sort of demonic energy. Cats have human hands, cat hands, human cat hands, or gloves. The cats have no clear size. Sometimes the cats are the size of a cat, or a penny, or a trash can, or a human. Perspective shifts aggressively. Without warning, I do not know what the plot is, but I have seen the chest-heaving Idris Elba cat that turns into an ambient Jimmy Cricket dust. People left at different points throughout the movie because they have weak spiritual energy. This happened the most when Judi Dench turned towards the audience and sang at us about about the takeaway of the film. I want to die, yet I am reborn. And if you're going this movie, if you're and if you're like, the movie is horny, so I should watch it with people I want to be horny around, please God, watch Don Juan or something. It's like that one, John or something. It's like that one person at the party who is an extremely sex-starved, but has no idea what they're saying or doing. Okay, well, anyway.
Yeah, so
we got it.
Apparently, the director on this film also made Les Mis, the theatrical adaptation of the movies. And I was seeing people talk about how that movie was made with no click track, which turned it into an editing nightmare. So this man appears cursed. But, like, yeah, cats will change size. They will be wearing clothes or not. They'll be wearing gloves or not, or have cat hands or not.
I don't know how. Like, I try to think about how that happens, and my brain, the first place that goes to is one where you have a staff full of people that are probably like huge fans of Cats or huge fans of the musicals, and a lot of people that are more knowledgeable on that side of things, but probably there's probably no John Gaeta, right? The guy who was responsible for figuring out most of the special effects and CG stuff on The Matrix.
Yeah.
Right? Who just acted as the digital cinematography consultant for everything.
Yeah.
And all questions. You need that kind of person to just logistically go, wait, stop, what is this CG doing right now? What is the scenario? What is happening? Where's the consistency? Because things can move magically at the pace of a magical musical.
So
and scale that way. as well.
Judi Dench's character apparently is the worst, in which she often just has regular ass old lady Judi Dench hands instead of anything.
But sometimes
She's also shown with no fur at all, and just in the suit that she was wearing during the filming of the film that they'll add the fur in CG later. So there are shots in the movie that it's literally just Judi Dench standing in like a cat overalls.
Yeah. So again, right? When you don't have this type of person, then you're gonna just film a bunch of people in costumes and say it's okay. The CG will figure it out later,
and then they ship it off.
And then they ship it off
and go, "You have until X day to do this," and they're like, "That's not gonna happen."
And then they just start putting fur on existing ungreen screened footage.
There's a guy in the background of one like number apparently that's just a crewman standing around with a hoodie, just chilling. It's like, what's going on? We got Starbucks cups. We got movies with the bad CG. What is like?
I think somebody, by the time they arrive on set to do, like, I don't know, hold the boom mic, or I think you can just tell when there's no soul in the production.
But it's cats.
And that expresses itself in people not giving a shit.
You know what? I'm going to answer my own question. I'm going to say that...
You can feel it.
That the media companies and game companies and everybody, everyone's in a race to see just how many corners they can cut before it becomes very noticeable. And the only time you find that out is once you've cut one corner too far.
Maybe. But that's not, but like, a Starbucks cup is not cutting a corner. It's someone just not giving a fuck, and nobody else giving enough of a fuck to catch it.
The cats thing, though, is fucking nonsense.
But I mean, it's what it actually is somebody like who does. There's no oversight person that's competently catching these mistakes.
Oh, also
because they're looking for other things.
The long-running thing of visual effects studios not getting paid enough.
Oh, there's that.
They don't get paid enough to cover their own costs.
Yeah, Life of Pi.
The fucking studio that did Life of Pi died. Yeah. The studio that did the Sonic shit just died. It's fucking stupid.
So it really is also about, like, that. It's like, do you appreciate the people that you're telling to put the fur on Judi Dench?
You know, I don't want to get all economical here, right? But I think the visual effects studio thing is a really, really good example. Visual effects is a highly specialized task that you can't exactly, like, there needs to be enough people working in that industry to do it, right? Mm-hmm. If you don't pay them enough for them to keep open, eventually there aren't going to be enough places to cover the existing work that happens. And they're not going to be able to hire up for it because it doesn't work like that. And you're just going to not be able to do it anymore.
Well, no, what will happen is you'll have to make movies the old school way.
That's not going to happen either.
You'll have to come up with some sort of solution, or not. I don't know, but I think if you're gonna do like a movie like this, maybe then you just go, let's just put people in costumes and film them on sets and basically make you watch a version of the musical filmed.
Like, you know how plumbers cost too much? They always cost too much.
Sure.
Because being a plumber is really lucrative. You know why? Because you need plumbers. You can't have a situation in which going into plumbing isn't worth it. Because if it is, then you don't have enough plumbers, and then society starts to drown in its own shit.
See, but simultaneously to this happening, like with Hollywood, visual effects going to the everyman and or indie filmmakers is becoming like affordable, right? Because it's almost like indie games in a way, where it's like anyone can film and anyone can CG, but like to get this like top of the line, like to get the top of the line quality CG, you need to go with studios that are established and experienced, but you're probably going to just get cheaper and worse iterations of it.
Oh, I know exactly what they're going to do. They're going to do the same thing the games business did. They're going to start creating studio or company-wide houses for themselves.
There's that too.
Hey, we bought Pixar.
We bought
Good. We're done.
Yeah, you can do that. You can definitely do that. You know, but the best, of course, is always to just do have a magical movie that costs fucking $2,000 to make
Yeah.
that breaks out and becomes a
The guy who
you know.
the guy who found Paranormal Activity,
Mhm.
or maybe he didn't find it, maybe he funded it, I forget. But that dude's gimmick is that he runs around, meets all these young filmmakers,
Yep.
and goes, "I'll give you 10 grand to do this, but I get a piece of the rights."
Yep.
And just throws 100 bad movies at the screen every year. But one of those was Paranormal Activity, and now he's raking it in.
Well, that's the entire film industry, actually. Every giant major movie studio runs on that same operating standard operating procedure. You put out a bunch of clunkers, something's going to make it big, right? And you're hoping to overall make back as
And
much
then you
money
spend
as
all that
possible.
money on Star Wars, so that Star Wars makes it double big, right?
Well, it's going to make money. It's Star
Yeah,
Wars.
well, of course it is, but it made a lot less money this time around already.
But yeah, spreading it all out and shooting a million shots and hoping a few land. That's the movie business.
Got to shoot your shot.
Gotta shoot your shot, player. Anyway, so that's Cat's Patch.
It's the fucking dumbest thing ever.
I mean, is it better to not be patched?
Yeah, I want to see. I want the unpatched version. I want the Mummy with Tom Cruise with the wrong sound mixing.
There definitely is something tragic about that version never being like.
Like, this makes me want to run to the theater.
You want to
watch
run
Cats.
to because you're never gonna see it,
Yeah, I want to see the fucking double creepy version.
you know. But like also the Ang Lee Hulk where the CG wasn't done, you know, is a version you'll never see either. So it's not the first time this type of thing has happened, but with a theatrical release, the idea of updated CG coming along later. Also, right? That also, but here's the thing about that: the fact that it would have to be like you have to address it in that way is almost like, well, you hired the wrong people to begin with, right? It's
Maybe.
not about like, oh, something new came out that allowed us to fix some of these problems that we couldn't already do. It's more just clearly like, no, we hired the wrong people.
So,
If Sonic released and then got updated to look the way it did,
oh man, that'd be crazy.
holy shit.
That'd be nuts. You know, Cats as a musical, I've had it explained to me, and it seems really stupid. And it seems like a bunch of art theater types farting in their own butts about cats and singing songs. And I'm glad that the film has continued the tradition of looking to be made by a bunch of people who like to fart in their own butts. Because holy shit.
People really say the Broadway play is very good. But they say it in such a way that it's
That you're like, I don't trust you. And
you simply have to see Les Mis. Yeah.
but then again, I'm just
Might be fine.
I'm just a plebeian Philistine who doesn't appreciate theater.
I've seen Broadway adaptations that I've enjoyed.
Well, I'll be very blunt. I don't appreciate theater.
Okay.
I think theater is stupid.
Fucking Sweeney Todd is based on a play.
I think theater was invalidated the day the camera was invented.
No, but whatever. You hate music. It doesn't matter. I mean, yeah. You forgot to start that sentence with, you know what they should do.
You know what they should do?
Mm-hmm.
Live action Cats.
Mm-hmm.
With cats. Real cats. And just dub it over.
Milo and Otis?
No, not Milo and Otis.
Those movies are done, by the way. You must have seen the preview as before Star Wars. Every Disney movie ever had a trailer, including one Harrison Ford and big ol' CG Pupperoonie in Call of the Wild. Oh, you
Nah.
didn't see that?
Nah.
Oh, they had a trailer for Call of the Wild with Harrison Ford and a big CG dog. And real dogs are done. That's it.
I told the story the other day, real dogs have been done for decades, actually. You know, almost every dog that you see in a movie or TV show actually has CG on it. Because almost every dog is supposed to be mean and grr. But trained dogs that are acting for parts are really stoked to be acting for their parts.
Yeah.
So when they're
Sure.
told to growl or snarl or whatever, they're like, "I'm doing a good job," and their
tails
tails wag
wagging.
like crazy.
Their tails wag.
So their tails are CG'd to be still.
Yeah. 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 Hey, those dogs in Knives Out were real.
Yeah.
They did
They
their
were
job.
also stoked. They were stoked to be in a movie. They were like, "Yeah, I'm a dog. Bark, bark."
I mean, I don't know about being a movie, but to do their job.
Yeah.
Yes.
No, they were totally stoked to be in the movie, and they talked. They spoke with the cast because dogs can talk.
Because dogs can talk.
Yeah.
They can form sentences.
That's it. You joke.
Yep.
You joke.
But
But a dog could tell you all about their day.
absolutely. They can use syntax.
Yeah.
They can use prose.
And they can be like, "Oh, I'm really happy to be in this movie. Thank you, Rian Johnson."
They can conjugate. Yeah.
I've seen a dog conjugate. I've seen it.
Yeah. Dogs can talk.
Yeah.
That video of the dog pressing the buttons proves that.
You don't know enough dog owners.
Unquestionably.
See, you think I sound crazy, but it is actually you that sounds crazy.
Totally nuts. Everyone told me how wrong I was. Dogs can super talk. I was super wrong. Dogs can fully form
You know what?
elaborate conversations,
You know
and
what
you can, and only the owners can hear them.
You know what I'll say though?
Right?
Cats can't talk. Cats can emote.
But dogs don't emote.
No, dogs emote. But what I mean is that a dog can talk to you. A cat is just screaming in emotion.
Right, and we can, and let's pretend, and yeah, and at no point in the conversation are we just liberally using the word talk to mean whatever we want the word talk to mean, right?
Okay, communicate.
Well, of course they can. Anything communicates.
Wait, what? What is your distinction then between talk and communicate?
I'm saying that the first version of the conversation where we talked about that and you just go dogs can talk, it's like if your entire takeaway is dogs can let the owner or let somebody know exactly how they're feeling,
Yeah.
right? Versus like the idea of the different complexities you can use language to convey a specific.
No, Wooly, a dog's not going to
Articulate
write
point.
a poem.
Obviously not, but that's all I'm saying is if you go dogs can talk, I'm like, yeah, if we're just gonna keep it on the level of they can let you know what's up, then of course they can. But that's not why.
What else do you need?
But that's not why I said the sentence. That's not why my brain went anywhere to bring the thought up. I would never have the thought, dogs can't communicate how they feel. That's a pointless thought. That's not crossing my brain. My brain's bringing it up because I'm doing the other version of it. The one that's obviously more complex.
But they talk though.
Exactly.
I feel like I'm missing it. I feel like I'm actually missing the point here.
They do talk though, you're right.
Yeah.
Totally.
My dog used to tell me how they felt about their day.
Totally just they put their paw on your shoulder and they go, "Hey buddy, how's it going?
You joke.
How's it going? Did Susie yell at you again today?
Nah.
Was she being mean?
Nah.
Did you forget to punch out? You forgot to punch out, didn't you?
I never forgot to punch out. I looked all day forward to my punch out.
Well, then I don't know what it was, but
Okay, go fuck yourself at this point. You're making fun of dogs and their ability to talk. They don't talk well, Wooly. Okay? You gonna shit on them for not being the best talkers now?
I'm not. I have nothing.
It's incredible that they can talk at all.
I have nothing to say about the dog and its ability to communicate. What you see in here, in the state of mind that you are in.
Oh, you're doing that thing where you're like, all pet owners are secretly insane.
No.
Or not so secret.
Are you crazy? I was a pet owner. What are you talking about? Because that's a silly thing.
That's why this whole conversation is so confusing. Because you had a dog when you were younger, and that dog talked to you.
Yes, and it communicated what it wanted, and it let me know things in the way that a baby can let you know what it wants.
Yeah.
And yes, sure, that's a different thing from what I was bringing up when I first brought the point up of literally this argument, for example, which is so unclear that it requires re-examination to specify exactly what I mean when I say talk.
I don't know. It felt pretty clear the first time.
A dog can't have this conversation.
Says you.
Why am I giving you...
I don't know. I'll go all day.
It's, you know why? It's because you were going all day in nonsense world where I was just fine to move on, but then you said something that was actually, because I know your tone of voice well enough to know when you're saying a reel.
Yeah.
So you were doing pat, 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 but then you did a reel.
A reel.
And then the reel baited me back in.
I tricked you.
Yeah. I got baited with the reel.
I wish I could do this on purpose, but I really don't.
Because it's very clear when you're pat, 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 but then you throw in the reel, and I'm like, wait, does he actually? And then
Hey, listen.
I was walking out. I was already walking away, and then you fucking, you made me turn around and go, you fucking...
You know what? You know what that's like? Dogs. Dogs do that.
I was on my way out the door. I was closing it, and I heard you whisper, bitch. And I fucking opened the door back. What the fuck did you say? That's what happened. Anyway.
But with nonsense.
That's what happened. Look, Cat's got or is going to get patched. That's fine.
That's fucking crazy. I want the patch to go wrong and delete everyone's Cats files.
Look, if you want to see animals doing fantastical things, I don't recommend you go see Cats.
Go see a Russian circus.
I don't recommend you try to sit there and stare at your dog until you can get telepathic thoughts converted into your brain.
Yeah, that's bad. That makes you kill people.
I don't recommend you try to have things happen like Wilfred, was it? The show featuring Frodo and his pet dog that became a character that hung out with him.
No, not familiar.
Okay. Well, basically his dog became a character
Frodo today.
or something. I think it was like Wilfred or something similar to that. It's almost like Brian from Family Guy.
Yeah.
Where you're just like, oh yeah, the character, the dog,
Yeah.
is like that. Yeah, if that's what you're looking for out of your dog, then fuck off, go away.